Hey everyone, Kaitlin here. Thanks for watching another episode of Baldwin Breakdowns, and this week's topic is negative thoughts. And so this was something you guys voted for in the polls. If you ever want to have an input on what topics come up in each episode, check out our Instagram or Facebook stories, usually on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, that you can vote for your option. And I kind of struggled with this title because I really try not to use the terms negative or positive or good or bad. But I think the term negative thoughts allows all of us to kind of have the same concept in mind. It's those questions, those judgments, those ideas, and assumptions that are difficult. That make us feel sad or angry or afraid or frustrated or embarrassed or any number of emotions. And they could be, questions about why something's happening or why we're still bothered, or judgments about ourselves or about other people or the situation in general. And, the list of thoughts goes on and on and on eternally. There are, a million, trillion, gajillion negative thoughts that could happen for any one person. And why I thought it was really important to bring this concept up and hopefully expand on it in future episodes is that there's this common approach to dealing with negative thoughts. That's thinking positively or thinking rationally or changing those thoughts. And for me, in my experience, and I know for a lot of other people, that usually just created more pressure. So if I, you know, am messing up at some task and I start having all these thoughts about being a failure and messing up and being stupid or untalented or whatever, and I just say, hey, Kaitlin, think positively. Don't think those things about yourself. And then I keep thinking those things about myself. Those thoughts keep coming to mind. Not only have I failed at this initial task and have all my thoughts about failure and all the frustration and upset and disappointment around that, but I also have failed at changing my thought patterns. And that approach or those approaches can work in some instances and for some people. And the majority of the time, for most people, I think it really just creates a lot of extra frustration. And so, what I'm hoping, if you guys are interested, and let me know in the comments, is looking at this from a totally different perspective in a future video or in a blog or something like that, because there are other ways to deal with these negative thoughts rather than just changing them or thinking positively. I did really want to open up the kind of lens of understanding around these negative thoughts, and talk about why they might keep coming up for us. So a lot of my clients, ask me that, or ask themselves that of, why am I still bothered by this? Why am I still thinking about this? And again, creating another layer of frustration that they're still having thoughts. But there are quite a few reasons, and this isn't exhaustive, but these are some of the really common ones. First being familiar storylines. So we all have a history and a past, and that impacts how we kind of filter and perceive our day-to-day experiences. And so if I have a really common, storyline from my past about people betraying me, I have a story that I can't trust people. Then if I, let's say I meet someone new and I make a new friend and they do something that's kind of shady or suspicious, I might automatically have all these thoughts that fit with that same storyline. So, oh my God, I knew they were going to do this. How could I let myself trust someone? Of course they stabbed me in the back, because it fits with that very familiar story. And it kind of feeds into this cycle of thoughts that will come forward. Another reason why thoughts might keep coming up or feel really heavy or loud in our heads is if they come along with really intense reactions. And these can be intense emotional reactions, like they come with a huge amount of hurt or anger or whatever, or really intense physical reactions. Maybe these thoughts come along with a hugely escalated heart rate or tingling or numbness throughout our whole body that makes us want to pay attention to them because it's scary. It seems like a. And the last reason why thoughts might keep coming up is if we have inflexible rules. So if we've kind of these unwritten rules that if X happens, then Y. If my friend cancels our plans, then she must not like me. Or if I say no to someone, then I'm a mean person. And if we have this inflexibility, these black and white rules, then naturally all these thoughts will come forward afterwards about judging, about making assumptions, about criticizing ourselves or the people around us. So I hope this was helpful. I'm gonna have to change the tagline to under 6 minutes because 5 is just too hard to keep to, and I recorded this 6 million times, and this is the best we're gonna get. But so I hope this was helpful. If you guys want to know more about negative thoughts or thoughts in general and how we can approach them in a different way other than changing, other than thinking positively, again, let me know in the comments or vote in the polls, or even just send me an email or give me a call if there's other things that you'd be interested in hearing on another episode of Baldwin Breakdowns. And that's it for this week. Have a good one.